Hi, this is Arup from the channel Language and Literature. Today I am going to teach you object and complement. In the previous lecture, I talked about sentence structure. While talking about sentence structure, you came to know that object or complement is a part of predicate. That you cannot separate object or complement from the sentence. If you do so, you definitely violate the structure of the sentence. But the problem is that many students find it difficult to identify whether it is object or complement in the sentence, in the predicate part. Today's lecture is completely dedicated to make you understand whether it is object or complement in the sentence. And for that purpose, I am going to introduce two processes through which you can easily identify object or complement, through which you can easily differentiate between object or complement with 100% accuracy. So let's start with the first process. The first process is to make you understand about three kinds of verbs. They are transitive, intransitive, and linking verb. Let's understand the relationship between transitive, intransitive, and linking verb with object, complement, or adverbials. Object, we know, receives the action of the verb. It must have action verbs. But problem is that not all action verbs have the object. Some action verbs have the object and some action verbs do not have the objects. The action verbs which have the object are called transitive verbs, but the action verbs which do not have the objects are called intransitive verbs. Only transitive verbs have the object. Both transitive verbs and intransitive verbs are action verbs, but only transitive verbs exert their action or apply their action on the object. Without this application, sentence remain incomplete. So transitive verbs must have action. So let's see how object receives the action of the verb. It will definitely clarify your understanding. I kick the ball. So here ball receives my kicking. I kiss the book. So book is the receiver of my kiss. I eat the table, and table is the receiver of my eating. I eat rice. So rice is the receiver of my eating. So I eat rice. So here we can see how transitive verbs apply their actions on object, and without this application they cannot complete the sentence structure. So one thing you should follow in this point is that if you observe closely, you will see that these transitive verbs are always followed by noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. For example, I love him. Here him is a pronoun. I write a letter. A letter is a noun phrase. I eat rice. Rice is a noun. So you can see these transitive verbs are actually followed by noun, pronoun, and noun phrase. And this noun, pronoun, and noun phrase are the object. So without noun, pronoun, or noun phrase, you cannot imagine object. On the other hand, intransitive verbs are never followed by any noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. If they are not followed by any noun, pronoun, or noun phrase, how can you expect object? You cannot expect object. So what are they followed by? They are followed by adverb or adverbial phrase or prepositional phrase. Adverb, adverbial phrase, or prepositional phrase cannot become any object. So this is how you can understand the difference between transitive and intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs do not have any object, and without this application, without exerting their action on any object, they can complete the sentence structure. For example, he runs, I sleep. Here he can run without transferring his action of running on any object. So sentence is complete. And then if you want to add extra information to that sentence, if you add something more to that sentence, you can add any adverb or adverbial phrase or any prepositional phrase. And this adverb, adverbial phrase, or prepositional phrase are not actually object. At that point, students feel that action verbs are always followed by any object, but they are not right. Some action verbs do not have any object. and this kind of action verbs are called intransitive verb. They are never followed by any noun, pronoun or noun phrase. This is how you can identify whether it is transitive verb or intransitive verb. Transitive verbs are always followed by a noun, pronoun or noun phrase, and this noun, pronoun and noun phrase become the object of the sentence. But intransitive verbs do not have or are not followed by any noun, pronoun or noun phrase. They are followed by adverb or adverbial phrase or prepositional phrase. They are used in order to provide extra information to that particular sentence, and they are not object. So what is the difference between transitive and intransitive verb? Transitive verbs and intransitive verbs are definitely action verbs, but transitive verbs have object and intransitive verbs do not have any object. So this is how you can understand transitive and intransitive verbs. You can also understand by following the fact that intransitive verbs are never followed by any noun, pronoun or noun phrase. On the other hand, transitive verbs have to be followed by noun, pronoun and noun phrase. So you can easily understand the difference between transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Now we can go to the next one, that is linking verb. What is linking verb? Linking verbs make a link between subject and noun predicate or adjective predicate. And these linking verbs are actually synonymous with the be verbs am, is, are. For example, he looks good. So he looks good, we can replace the verb looks by is. He is good. So looks is synonymous with is here. They look tired. They are tired. So linking verbs make a relationship between subject and the noun predicate or adjective predicate, and they tell something more about the subject. So there are, for example, his name is Shumon. It is the noun predicate. He is happy. Happy is the adjective predicate, and they are complement. They are complements because they complete the meaning of the verb and they give extra information about the subject. They do not carry any action. They only make a relationship between subject and the noun predicate or adjective predicate. For example, his name is Shumon. Shumon is a noun, and here he has been here he and Shumon has been beautifully linked by the verb is, and so this is a linking verb. And linking verb is always followed by complement, be it a noun complement or pronoun complement or any adjective complement. For example, it is she, and here she is a pronoun complement. So you can understand the transitive verb, intransitive verb and the linking verb. Linking verbs are never followed by any object. Linking verbs are always followed by complement in order to complete the meaning of the sentence. Linking verbs do not carry any action. They only make a link between subject and predicate noun or predicate pronoun or predicate adjective. So you can understand that only transitive verbs are followed by object, intransitive verbs are followed by adverb or adverbial phrase or prepositional phrase, and linking verbs are followed by complement. Complement and objects are inseparable. They cannot be separated from the sentence. If you separate complement or object from the sentence, your sentence will remain incomplete. But you can separate adverb or adverbial phrase from the sentence, and we use these adverbials in order to give extra information to that particular sentence. So you can understand the transitive, intransitive and linking verb in relation to object, complement or adverbial phrases or prepositional phrases or adverb. Now we can go to the second process. Second process is the really very easiest one. In that process, you should find out the action verbs and then ask the action verbs two questions, what and whom. For example, I love him. I love whom? I love him. Whom do I love? I love him. I eat rice. I eat what? I eat rice. What do I eat? I eat rice. I write a letter. I write what? I write a letter. What do I write? I write a letter. I kick the ball. I kick what? I kick the ball. What do I kick? I kick the ball. So if your verb answers to any one of these two questions, what or whom, it means that there is object in the sentence. If your verb does not give answer to any one of these two questions, but it gives answer to other WH questions, it means that there is no any object in the sentence. There is adverbials in the sentence. For example, the sun rises in the east. The sun rises where? In the east. Where does sun rise? The sun rises in the east. So it gives answer to the questions where, not what and whom. So it is not what should I say, and it is not object in the sentence. It is just adverbial phrases. I went to Dhaka. I went where? Dhaka. So to Dhaka is an adverbial phrase. So you can understand that you can understand whether there is object or complement in the sentence, whether there is object or adverbial phrases in the sentence by asking two questions. They are what and whom. If you find any answer in response to any one of these two questions, it means that there is object in the sentence. And if you don't find any answer in response to any one of these two questions, it means that there are adverbials or adverbial phrases or prepositional phrases. And you don't need to ask any questions. You don't need to ask any linking verb any questions. So linking verbs are always followed by complement. So hope that you have understand the difference between object or complement. That object and complement are inseparable from the sentences. If you separate object or complement from the sentence, your sentence will be incomplete. But you can of course separate adverbials, adverbial phrases or prepositional phrases which are definitely preceded by any intransitive verb. But linking verbs are always followed by complement. They can be noun predicate, they can be adjective predicate. Hope that you have understood the difference between complement and object. At the same time, you have understood the presence of adverbials or adverbial phrases or prepositional phrases through this lecture. Thank you very much for watching this lecture. Thank you.